Hi, boys and girls. This is Ms. Kathy. I'm so happy you've joined me today for another story just for you. The Class Clown by Tommy Tucker. As a new student at Weston Falls Junior High, Skip was anxious to make friends. He soon discovered that the biology teacher, Mr. Benson, was unpopular with the students. So Skip thought that if he talked back and in general upset Mr. Benson, the other students would be amused and like him. So it began. If Mr. Benson made a slip of the tongue, Skip quickly pointed it out. When Mr. Benson asked for suggestions, Skip immediately said something silly. When class began, Skip was often responsible for a practical joke. For a while, Mr. Benson did nothing. The class came to expect something from Skip, and they usually got it. In return, Skip was accepted, after a fashion, by the students. True, he had no real friends, but he was accepted, and that is what he felt he wanted. Then one Tuesday, Skip purposely turned loose a snake that had been kept in a special cage. Trouble began. The girls screamed and jumped up on their seats. The boys shouted and scrambled after the terrified snake, which now raced wildly about the room seeking a hiding place. Mr. Benson could do nothing. The classroom was in an uproar. Skip smiled. This was one thing the class would never forget. They'd always talk about the day Skip set the snake loose. His smile turned into a grin as he thought about it. After class, Mr. Benson asked Skip to stay a minute. Skip had already planned what he would say. He would tell Mr. Benson it was an accident. No one could prove differently. He stood now in front of Mr. Benson's desk. "Well, Skip," the teacher said, "there seems to be a problem that we'll have to solve." Skip was silent. "I understand, I think, what you've done. You have set out to make yourself popular among the students here at Weston. You've recognized my unpopularity and have taken advantage of it." Skip glanced out the window. Mr. Benson continued, "But I think you have overlooked one thing, and I want to bring it to your attention. Have you succeeded in getting what you wanted? Have you made any real friends? Have you not instead turned yourself into an object of amusement like a clown at the circus, and frankly made a fool of yourself?" Skip looked up, his face flushed with anger. Mr. Benson smiled. "Don't get angry, Skip. I'm not angry with you because I don't think you planned things this way. I think this has simply been a matter of ignorance on your part. I want you to think things over. Decide for yourself whether you're doing something smart or silly." Skip's cheek muscles tightened. Then Mr. Benson added, "Do you really want the kind of reputation you're getting among the students? Sure, they're amused by you. I'm even amused at times. But I think that while the class and I may be getting free entertainment, it is at your expense." There was a long moment of silence. "It's really just a problem of values," Mr. Benson said quietly. "Whatever it is you value the most is what you should go after. Would you rather have the respect of your fellow students, or are you content with just their laughs? Will you behave maturely or childishly? The decision is up to you. I'm not going to have you punished because I believe you've merely been foolish. Think it over." Skip looked at Mr. Benson. "You make me feel awfully silly," he said. "But, well, all I can say is, you're right." Mr. Benson smiled. "I have a feeling we're going to be good friends, Skip." Skip nodded. "So do I," he said.
The story you have heard today is from Guide's Greatest Stories, written by various authors and compiled by Randy Fischel, and used with permission from the Pacific Press Publishing Association. If you're interested in any other books published by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, please visit AdventistBookCenter.com or call 1-800-765-6955.
This podcast is a production of the Carolina Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.